Hey guys, welcome back again to the channel. So since I recently got a new NVMe SSD, I decided also to go for a cheap cooler and see if that cheap cooler is going to help with the temperatures, because obviously we know that it is proven now over and over that keeping the temperature as lower as possible for hardware, obviously for NVMe SSDs, also is going to theoretically expand the lifespan of the drive, but most importantly it might also help a little bit with the performance if we keep the temperature in check. As you see on the video in here, I am installing my cheap cooler that I got. Is a Snowman that I got from AliExpress for $7. You can get even cheaper cooler than this one, like $3, $4, and you can give it a try to them. Obviously, if your motherboard doesn't have a cooler already in it, because some motherboards have the cooler. And another thing that you might keep in mind is that I would suggest that if your second slot or the slot below the GPU is going to be full speed, I would suggest you use that slot like I'm doing, because the GPU is going to pull up fresh air for itself, and potentially it will bring a little bit of air around the SSD also, where if you keep the SSD on the main slot, which it is above the GPU, then all the heat from the GPU is gonna go into the SSD no matter what cooler you have. So 1 degree, a couple of degrees, maybe even more, you can save it just by doing this trick. Okay, so now as you can see on the video, I'm finished with the installation, installed the last 2 clips, and we are ready for the test. Now, how the test is going to go, it's going to be pretty easy. I'm going to run both videos, one up and one down, without the cooler and with the cooler. I'm running a stress test from Crystal Diskmark, so in this way we're going to be able to fully stress the controller and the drive itself. And if you look at that, before going to the max temperatures, obviously what we need to see is the minimum, or basically the temperature of the drive. As you can see, I let the drives from 5 to 10 minutes at idle, and without the cooler the temperature was always between 35 and 36 degrees C, and with the cooler installed it is 10 degrees lower, 25 to 26 C. So right from the beginning, obviously this is pretty amazing. We saved 10 degrees without doing anything. And with the stress test, obviously, as you can see from the maximum temperature on the right side with the Crystal Disk info, and on the right side with hardware info, you can see that the maximum temperature without the cooler that the drive got, it was at 68 C, which is pretty toasty, and it shouldn't be for normal SSD NVMe. So if your SSD goes over 60, then you might consider to get a cooler, because over 60 it's considered to be a bad temperature. So as you can see, obviously on the lower side with the cooler we have an amazing 48 maximum degrees. And I have to say that I'm pretty impressed from this cheap cooler, cheap cooler. I mean, I was expecting like maybe 5 to 10 C, like in the idle temperature, but as you can see we are 20 well, yeah, exactly 20 degrees lower. We are even under 50 degrees, and we are talking about a stress test, which basically we are stressing the drive on its maximum. So this is the worst case scenario, which means on normal use my temperatures is going to be way lower than this. So my temperatures are going to be way lower, 45. Maybe they're going to be even under 40 in normal use, because I don't transfer too many files. But nonetheless, summer is coming, temperatures are rising, obviously, so this cooler is definitely going to help. So yeah, there you have it. I think there is not much else to say. Keep this in mind. If you have an SSD that doesn't have a cooler on it, if you have a motherboard that doesn't have a cooler, because as I told at the beginning, some motherboards have their own cooler that that goes over the SSD, you might consider getting a cheap cooler, not $7, $9, $10, but you can get even for $3 or $4, and I'm pretty sure it's going to help you out. Special you people that have SSDs Gen 4. Obviously we know that they transfer files up to 3000, maybe up to 7000 megabytes a second or 7 gigabytes a second. There are some models, they have their own coolers, but if you have one that it gets above 55 C in temperature, especially if it goes over 60, sorry, then you definitely need to consider a cooler, even a cheap one. There are even expensive one with heat pipes and big chunky coolers, but I don't think it's needed. But you can give it a try, and I'm pretty sure that you are going to expand the lifespan of your drive, but mostly maybe you're going to even earn a little bit of performance. Now obviously the Crystal Discmark numbers are theoretical, but we see a little bit of jump in performance in maximum reads. In this case I didn't do the writes test because it's not needed, and I didn't want to waste the write cycles for my drive. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any question, any suggestion, leave them down below, and I will try my best to help you out or to share my opinions with you. You can share your results with us if you want. You can share your coolers that you have used. And yeah, that was it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. As usual, I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.